Hey guys, I hope you're all enjoying ZZZ, whether you're trying to push Shio defense, Hollow Zero, or maybe you just want your team to be more optimized. I thought I would make a quick guide letting you know the best team combinations for the game right now. We'll start with the 3 best teams in the game for this patch. Before I get into it, I just want to say that placement does matter, but I'll get into that soon. First we have Lycan, Nicole, and Stokaku. This team brings huge stun damage to the battle. Not only is Lycan the highest stun damage in the game right now, but paired with Stokaku for the faction bonus, giving them an increased 20% ice damage and a further 20% attack damage on top of that. They perform very well together. Oh, and I didn't mention that Nicole is also reducing the target's defense by another 20%. This team is great, but you do have to get lucky and pull Lycan. Next is Ambi, Nicole, and Zhu Yuan. With this team, Ambi and Nicole are sharing the same faction, which increases Ambi's stun potential with the increased energy gains. With Nicole and Zhu Yuan sharing the same element, Nicole will increase ether damage by 25% for all squad members. Also with Nicole and Zhu Yuan sharing the same element, this would make Zhu Yuan's crit rate increase by 30%. This team is very free to play friendly as you start with Ambi and Nicole. If you skipped Ellen, you basically have a guaranteed Zhu Yuan with all the free pulls in the game. And finally you have Lycan, Stokaku, and Ellen. This is probably the best team in the game right now as everything is basically weak to ice. Lycan will be used to daze enemies as he's the highest stun damage in the game. Stokaku will then buff Ellen and then swapping to Ellen to do the big damage. Not to mention the consistent freezing and shattering that's going to be happening. Make sure that Ellen's placement is after Stokaku so the damage increase is going to Ellen from the swap ability. Lycan and Stokaku's passives from the chain attacks are also going to buff Ellen. With the 3 best teams out of the way, here are a lot of teams that you can use to push content with ease. Next few teams will incorporate Grace and Rina. Grace is probably the best standard DPS S rank in the game right now. Their additional abilities will synergize very well along with Rina's really strong passive. Rina's passive gives the squad up to 30% of her pen ratio. This is good on its own, but by sharing the same element as Grace, she increases the shock duration that is inflicted on enemies along with an extra 10% electric damage while they're shocked. Grace will also be buffing shock damage with her ability. This is pretty crazy on its own, let alone another character. The first Grace and Rina team uses Piper. She deals a large amount of her total damage while performing her charged spinning EX attack, which applies insane amounts of assault. Her charged spinning EX attack is very deadly. Then instead of Piper, you can swap for Anton. Anton is electric, so this will activate his additional ability. He has a unique mechanic to re-trigger shocks every 0.5 seconds after dealing 4 critical hits while in burst mode, giving him one of the highest potential kits for an A rank unit. Don't forget this will also be getting buffed by Rina's abilities. His M4 gives the whole team an extra crit rate buff too. After Anton you can use Nicole. She can apply a very large defensive shred debuff by 20% on enemies, increasing the damage they take considerably. She does however require constant swapping to maintain good uptime on this defense shred. That's it for Grace and Rina teams. Next we have Lucy, Soldier 11 and Piper. In this squad, with all of them sharing either the same faction or element, all of their additional abilities will be activated. Piper will bring her 18% damage increase to the squad. The crit rate and crit damage of Lucy's guard ball will increase, and Soldier 11 will do 10% more fire damage, and when attacking a stunned enemy, it will do a further increase of 22.5%. Piper's spin will help a lot with stunning enemies. The next couple of teams use Piper and Lucy. The first adds Nekomata to the battle. All 3 characters' additional abilities will once again be activated as they all share the same faction or attribute. Piper will bring her 18% damage increase to the squad again. Lucy's guard ball's crit rate and crit damage will increase again. But the great thing about this team is Piper brings a huge amount of assault damage to the fight, so Nekomata's EX special attack damage will be increased by 35%, stacking twice. She will destroy. You can swap Nekomata for Corin. All 3 characters' additional abilities will be activated again, but this time Corin's ability will deal 35% more damage to stunned enemies, which will be a lot of the time with this squad. Here are the final 6 pretty good teams that most people will be able to build. They're not as strong as previous teams, but content shouldn't give you an issue. If this guide helped, subscribe, maybe leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. See ya.